What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing today? Hello from... I can't... Really? What's going on? Hey, happy... Oh, look who it is. Happy Saturday. 120 minutes of greatness to cap off 2018.
Which side, Joe?
Exactly, John.
You want to be that side?
Yeah, I'm on the wrong side. Sorry.
There you go.
So today we're going to have a wonderful show for you.
Tarpon Spring.
We're
Merry
out
Christmas.
feeding the pit bulls. There you go. So, good evening, Paul from Atlanta. What's going on?
What's up,
Speaking of Paul from
Please.
Atlanta, we're going to have Paul from 5 Star on the show a little later. He's going to stop by, give us a couple minutes of his time so that we can ask him some questions if we want.
Audio Control finally released the Bluetooth module dongle.
Yeah.
Yes, that was not a unicorn. They actually exist.
I don't know why that wasn't keeping up. That was strange. Yeah, you know, it's funny. We didn't get one. But we did get the DMRTA. So we have 2 of them right now. If you guys caught the Instagram picture, we have a
Sean.
we have the beta, and then we have, I'm guessing, what you could consider the Gold Master.
Yeah.
This is the final product. So it came in a box that actually said DMRTA on it. So that's pretty cool there.
What's up, Mississippi?
Oh, it's almost over. We'll let the intro song play out.
Denmark.
If any of you read the title, we have some Morel stuff today.
Yeah.
So, and before we get to that, couple things. For one, this is going to be the last show of 2018, and for the most part, the last show till the second week of January, because with the first of the year coming, that is going to, okay, that's going to...
No, just keep it.
Well, yeah, I don't understand why it's not scrolling, though. So that's going to make things really
Okay,
difficult.
what's up, Jason? How you doing,
I
man?
want to... Oh, yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's...
you good.
Okay. All right.
What's
Give me my
up,
excellent 7
Victor?
inch, put it next week. Awesome. So if you got... Okay, so first things first. If you guys didn't check out the 3 shows we did with Jason's Froze House, make sure you go check those out.
Hey,
that
Johnny.
was the top 5 touchscreens. That was the top 10 cool tools to get. A little late, but,
Yep.
you know, hey, Christmas money, you can spend it on that. And, of course, the top 3 tech for 2018. Go ahead and check those out. Jason, thank you so much for helping us with those. He did a great job.
Yeah.
I'd pat him on the back if he was here. Like I said at the original, this is going to be the last show for 2018. That's why it's going to be 2-hour fun time here.
Yep.
Where we're going to answer as many questions as we can. Of course, this show
So
is brought
press
to you
off.
by Morel. So Morel is the unofficial official sponsor of the show tonight. So we are going to be talking about some Morel products. Yay.
Yeah.
I did not agree with Jason. Yeah, we know. You made a big paragraph in the comments, Victor, so it's all good. So hopefully when we come back in the first... I don't know why I clapped my hands. So hopefully when we come back after the first week in 2019,
Yep.
we get to talk about all the cool new products that they've been teasing us with that we can't talk to you guys about yet. So there's a ton of them to talk about. We're also going to get John on the show to talk about all his fun stuff. We're going to get Bill on the show to talk about all his fun stuff. Anybody else who wants to come on. We hope you guys really enjoyed 2018 was the first year where we were able to bring on these guests and interview them.
Yeah.
It seemed to go pretty
it's
well.
been fun. It's
I mean,
really
I
nice.
enjoyed it
Yeah.
personally, being able to talk to these guys, because most of these guys are not anyone that you would ever get the opportunity to talk to, and now they want to come on the show to be interviewed so that you guys can meet them and learn what they do and learn about them. So we're hoping that you guys
Inspiration
really
also, you know,
enjoyed that.
because these guys, they start from here and they here, well, they still here, but they going, you know.
I have no idea what you were just saying.
Yeah.
As far as Halo 10, no. But
No.
we're just going to put a big but there. It's not a Halo 10.
Yeah.
And it's not a Halo 9.
Right.
But if you like it and you're like, okay, we can't talk about it. So they're real specific about what they shared with us, and they wouldn't let us share it with you. So we're beating around the bush as much as we can with that one.
What's up,
Can there be 80 minutes? Camaro in the car left. So if you guys caught the first part
me too,
one
Daniel.
of the Camaro, don't worry, you guys are gonna see part 2 this year. Okay, so I started editing it, and when I got into it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be a really long video. It got to be it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to stop here, and I really wanted it to be done because I'm not gonna edit anything next week. So there'll be no videos next week. So next week is the holiday between Christmas and New Year's. So we're not gonna be doing anything on those weeks. Taking a week off, I'm gonna do the family thing and just do all that craziness. But hopefully between tomorrow and Sunday night, I will get that edited, and it will be up Christmas Eve for you guys to watch part 2, but then that'll be it for the week. So I know, and I was really bummed because I want to get it out of the way and clear my plate of everything so that I can just sit back on the couch and do what you guys are going to be doing. That's really what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
So, how about you? You good?
What happened with me?
I don't know. I'm just saying. How about you? You got anything we need to add in? Was there any other? What did I miss? Did I miss something? Okay, no, I didn't miss anything. So let's start out the show real quick. Let's get you guys going. First off, we want to thank you guys so much for going on this ride with us this year. This show has really started in 2018. We set a date, we set a time, and you guys have come along with us and had a great time, I assume, because you keep coming back for more. So it's a lot of what?
Nothing, go ahead.
So that was great that you guys have embraced this show that we do for you and all that. So thank you so much. Yep. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of it. We got to 81,000 this year, so that's pretty cool. Pretty cool, extremely cool, because I mean we had a huge swing. So we're really looking forward to next year and what we can get out next year for you guys. Of course, next year's going to be a lot of things. Little things are going to start to change as the year goes on. Believe it or not, we still have all the videos from 2018 that you guys are going to get to see that we haven't put out yet because the videos from 2017 took us so long to get through. So, plus we have a bunch of stuff in store, a lot of hands-on, a lot of things like we're going to do tonight where we get to talk about cool products. Why don't you go ahead and start unboxing that? So that's going to be really cool. Have you gotten any VW harnesses? Only the ones that are currently available. Now, I did actually talk to them yesterday, and they have a lot. 2019 is going to be really... Can you start
Which one you want first?
That one. The 2019 is going to be a really cool year. iData has a lot of neat stuff coming out. So, a lot of cool stuff for all the things that you guys have been asking for. So we talked to them and we're on the same page. So anytime they have something they want to announce, we're going to get it. So we'll be able to tell you guys right away about it. But the stuff that we can't talk about, I really want to, but in a couple weeks you guys will get to know what's coming out. So that'll be awesome there. Now what we got over here in this cool box is this. This guy right here, model number Ultimo SC12 Subwoofer. Now, in case you're wondering why we have this stuff here, this stuff's going in my car. That's right. So we worked out a deal with Morel, and so the Car Stereo Lab in my car is going to be getting a bunch of Morel products. So this has been something we've been dealing with or been working on for months now, it seems like. Long time. And we finally got it all worked out. So this is going to be the subwoofer. Now, okay, so it comes with the grill, which was over there, which is cool. But if you look at it, this looks a lot different than any woofer you guys have ever probably seen unless you own this. Now, you're looking at that little thing there, and that's normal, right? You're saying, I've seen a vented pole piece. That's nothing new. But then if you can kind of see that copper, grab one of those lights over there, and let's see if we can light up this copper. Inside of this is this giant copper band. Okay. Okay, you see that? See how big?
Right
Shine it from the
there.
front.
No.
Yeah, I know. Go to the front though. Go to the front.
I
Okay.
guess I can barely
So,
see.
no. Okay. So, see the yellow? There we go.
Right
All right. See how wide that is? Okay, you can see it right there. Okay. That's the voice coil, my friends. This thing has a 5.1 inch voice coil.
Yeah.
This is not cast, this is steel. So, neodymium magnet, 5.1-inch voice coil.
Yeah.
What's the power handling?
That's 600 watts.
600 watt power handling.
And that's 2,000 watts constant. Ooh.
You mean peak?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna call it 600 watts.
600 watts.
So.
Definitely.
And this is a
Titanium
single voice
former.
coil 2-ohm driver. So this
Aluminum wire. That's awesome.
This is it right here. So. Is that better than the JLW6? I don't know.
I don't know. I
don't know
never
yet.
played with the
I've
W6.
only heard one of these. Bill has this in his Mazda. Sajeki didn't. So, and we've heard Bill's. So this is going to go into a ported enclosure.
Yep.
And this is the subwoofer that we're going to play with. Now, if you guys really want to go ahead and Google it, and it's expensive.
All right.
So this is a whole nother thing. So we'll go ahead and we'll set this right here for now, and let's see what we got here. Yes.
Okay.
They are a different animal. Definitely an SQ sub for sure. 2006 Coma. I currently have front doors. Hertz 3-way high energy 6x9s in the door. Powered by a JL. Okay. I think about changing them out for the Alpine X series components. What do you think? Ooh, so those are two different animals. So if you have a Hertz 3-way set energy and you're gonna switch up to, let's say, an Alpine, totally different thought process on speakers. Hertz, loud, in your face, tweeter that's just like, yeah, and, you know, yeah. Alpine, not so much. Alpine is gonna be a little bit what I like to call slower. The tweeter is gonna be a lot more tame. It can get loud just like a metal tweeter, but it's not going to get as loud as a metal tweeter because it's a soft dome tweeter.
Yeah.
So what you'll probably see differently is that you're going to hear more sounds than you currently hear.
I know.
So you have a tweeter, you have the 4-inch, you have a now.
Yep.
Yeah. So there is a difference.
Billy, Park Express. Parts Express. That you can find the antenna or all the parts that you can get for
what?
Car Express for the BHA Pioneer Ready.
Oh, that's Pack Parts.
Pack Parts. That's
Parts.
Park Express.
Pack Parts, not to be confused with pack-audio.com.
No,
Pack Parts. You're thinking Parts Express.
For the other one, exactly.
No, Pack Parts. It's out of California.
Parts. There you go. What's up, Car Gaff? There you go.
You ever get tired of talking about audio and answering questions honestly? Totally. Oh yeah, totally. Are you kidding me? Do I ever get tired of it? Yes. Do I ever stop doing it? No. So it's kind of one of those mixed things. If I'm ever at a party or a get-together and someone starts talking audio, immediately all the eyes do this. And I start talking audio. The thing is there's a lot of cool things after that I've got to do over 20 some odd years of doing car audio.
Right.
So I don't necessarily talk about car audio all the time. A lot of time we'll talk about customers or customers' builds or cars that we've done or the stupidness that is in car audio or the cool stuff that's in car audio. So yeah, if you do something for as long as I have, it's just what you're going to talk about. Now, obviously, the other thing I like to talk about is cameras. So if you get me in a room and we're like, hey, let's talk cameras, woo! Yeah, that's a lot of fun there. Now, what are we going to power this big boy with? We're going to power with this guy. Wait, what? I know, right? Hey, Class D technology is an amazing thing. It's makes this guy small. Now, how much power is this? Fernando?
550.
At?
2 ohm.
That's right. This does 2 ohm, which means it's going to match up perfectly with this subwoofer. Now, it'll also play at 4 ohm. It will not play at 1 ohm.
That's going to be a 350 4
so
ohm,
this
but
is
you're
the
not going to do
Morel.
that.
This is the 1.550 is what this is called. Now, what does it have that might be of interest? It's got a 4-gauge input. Now, unlike some of the other amplifiers that has this style looking input, the wires are going to go in perfectly straight. They're not coming up at an angle, or I wouldn't be using it, because if I had those, I would have said, oh, really? Cool, guys, thanks. No, I'll get my own amplifiers. These don't. These have really nice input terminals. They are Allen key set. Now, you have signal sense for the... Okay, so can you run at high level? Yes. Does it have the ability to auto turn on? Yeah. So it has all three, and by all three, it has the remote turn on input, it has signal sense, and it has DC offset. So If you're going to put this into a car and you just want it to turn on, you're going to pick one of those two. So either signal sense or DC offset. Now if you're going, what? Signal sense is just that. When it sees a AC signal coming over into the amplifier, it will turn it on. However, sometimes when it doesn't see an AC signal, it will turn it off. So AC signal sense is a last resort. So it's like, hey, I don't have a remote turn on, I don't have DC offset, and I'm going to use signal sense. Now, most amplifiers are built like this, okay? This isn't a Morel thing, this is just an amplifier thing. Now, DC offset, which is what most remote turn on generating products, ooh, good circle there, use. DC offset is looking for a slight DC, it's about a 6 volt, that turns on and comes through the amplifier output as soon as you turn it on. And then as soon as you turn it off, it goes away. It's like a remote turn on built into the signal coming to the speaker. Perfectly harmless. Most cars, most amps, most everything has it. Mm-hmm. You can meter for it if you turn the volume all the way down, put it to DC, and see if there's 6 volts there. It doesn't change with the volume, so it doesn't matter if the volume's all the way up, it's not more voltage, and it's not less voltage. It's just a constant 6 volts that comes out of that, and then when these amplifiers see it, or other things that have DC offset, it will automatically turn it on. It's pretty cool.
All right, this one has, okay.
I'm not finished. Almost, man, almost. Has a subsonic filter. For those of you say, oh, hey, cool, it's a subsonic filter. It's 25 or 35 hertz. Subsonic filter is a high-pass crossover for the amplifier. There again, a lot of these things we're talking about are not exclusive to these amplifiers. It just has it. Yep. Subsonic filter, there again, high-pass. So what it'll do is if you cross it over at 25 or 35, depending on where you have the box ported at, it'll take away a lot of that excess energy that the amplifier is trying to reproduce those low frequencies that it can't do. So it makes the amplifier run a lot more efficient. It is a Class D amplifier for sure. It has a variable crossover between 40 and 220 hertz. Now, the subsonic filter and the low-pass crossover, both 12 dB. And of course, it has a gain control over here in the corner, or as some people like to think of it, as a volume knob. Yay! Yeah, it's a heavy 4-channel because that's an AB. But we're not going to talk about this. We're going to take a break talking about. Oh, and it does have a cool cover that goes over this like this, so you don't have to actually see this stuff.
They're not made in Italy.
Morel is Israeli. They're not Italian or German. They're Israeli. All right, so we're going to take a. No, we're not going to show you the cuts, Christian. Let it go, man. We're going to take a break from talking about Morel for a minute. They are a sponsor of the show tonight. And we're going to bring on our momentary guest, the owner of the shop, Paul. Come on, Paul. Come on in, buddy. Get in the middle. I can't do the middle thing.
What's up, guys?
So, for those of you that often ask the question, hey, man, who owns the shop? Well, it'd be this guy.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'm going to go a little wider. So, Paul owns the shop. I just work for him. Doesn't seem that way sometimes, I know, but so we did do it. We've interviewed him a couple times. So if you guys have any questions that you'd like to ask Paul, please by all means shoot it out there. He said ported. Yes, it will. No, it's Paul. Okay. So if you call the shop, you don't get me or Fernando. You get Paul. Little history of Paul. Paul is a married guy. Has 2 kids. No, just kidding.
Hey, Paul, Ohio misses you.
Ohio misses you. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I miss it with every bullet.
Dry sense of humor. All right, I don't want to break my hose here. I wish Class D monoblocks would let you defeat the internal crossover. You know, okay, so funny you should ask that, Christian. Some of the new Class D monoblocks will actually allow you to. So all the Phoenix Gold, your favorite, monoblocks are full range Class Ds. So you can turn off this low pass crossover and actually use it as a full Class D amplifier. When we were talking with Chris Bennett on the show, they have the AMC 1.300, and he was like, what I'd really like to see somebody do is take 2 AMC 1.300s and put one on each mid bass and then use like an AMC 4.300 or 2.300 to run some tweeters. Okay, so there are plenty of Class Ds. I don't think he misses Ohio.
Okay,
No.
Eddie, I don't know what type of car do you have, but it should work fine with no problems. maybe you have to remap those steering wheel controls.
Yeah, because you do have to. Okay, so
Like reflash the module.
so some cars there are extra wires you have to go out and get for the phone answer. The phone features to work. So there's several of them. Like in a Ford, a lot of the times you have to go find the wires. Some of the Nissans you have to go find the wires. Some of the Toyotas you have to go find the wires. So let's make sure you're printing the instructions and that they're all there. Okay, hi Paul, I have a question. Is there a reason why you guys don't run jail audio? The videos I have seen about them, as always, okay, big fan stuff. Okay, so why don't we have JL, Paul?
The reason why we don't have JL is because we have Rockford, Kicker, and there's other dealers around us that have JL, so that's why.
I'm not piecing you, by the way. There's actually 2 other dealers in our
Yeah.
area.
Yep.
So they have area constraints, so that's why.
And that's right. Paul's brother owns
American
Base.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'd be Bob.
Bob from
Bob.
American Base.
That's not how he says it. Come on, man. Do your Bob imitation.
Bob from American Base.
That's not how he says it either. Hi, this is Bob. How may I help you? Oh, I want the car to blow this so crazy
It's so
loud.
very loud.
I want it very loud. Hey, do you know why we call the amplifiers VFL? Hey!
Very loud.
Yeah, the F word. Oh, they dropped the bomb. Oh, boy. That was terrible. Do you guys know if Alpine will be releasing a newer version of the XUU Universal 9-inch head unit for 2019 pound? Okay, so Alpine is going to be launching a bunch of new products. However, the stuff that they've told us about, we cannot talk about yet. So,
Couple weeks.
couple
We'll know.
weeks. So,
Yeah.
CES.
there is new stuff, and there are new radios.
Have a nice Christmas card
A
gift.
lot of new radios.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, but no, we can't. What do you think of Sundown and Crescendo?
Sundown and Crescendo. We carry Scar. It's local here, and
Support your local.
support your local guy, and
Right.
this stuff is like really heavy, so the shipping, it's kind of crazy. And Scar's got really good deals compared to like Sundown and Crescendo, so we just stick with Scar.
Okay.
And we have a good relationship with those
Yeah,
guys.
we have a really good relationship with them. What does it say? Does the DSR-1 replace a Maestro RR? No, it does not. Okay, so yeah, I get what you're saying. No, DSR-1 is not a Maestro RR. It is a Maestro AR, amplifier replacement.
Yep.
AR stands for amplifier replacement. RR stands for.
The radio replacement.
Hey, there you go. Woo! All right, thanks, Paul. So, no, the two are not compatible with one another. So, if you want to hook a DSR-1 up to your 9904, you still need the RR to do that side of things. And then you'll RC out of the 9904 into the front and rear inputs. Because remember, a DSR only has 4 inputs, not 6, which is a bit of a from some of you guys. And I can understand that. Can I get rid of my factory amplifier? Depends.
Yeah, you can.
Some cars you can and some cars you can't. If you're replacing the head unit, by all means, you can get rid of it. However, if you're doing something where you're adding in a, keeping the factory radio and putting in amplifiers, you may need to keep the factory amplifier depending on what type of car it is, what type of interface you use, and that stuff. So we have plenty of videos where we talk about that, variable voltage versus fixed voltage. If you have a factory radio that has a variable voltage output, meaning kind of like an RCA where you turn it up and down, what's feeding the amplifier moves up and down with the volume knob, a lot of the times you can remove that amplifier. A lot of the times. Not all the times, a lot of the times. No. Okay, so I hope optical out is a feature that, yeah, I can tell you that one is a definite no.
All right. So, what is the best Pioneer double DIN Android Auto without nav?
What was the question?
What is the best Pioneer radio double DIN with Android Auto without nav? Without navigation.
Best Android Auto?
4400, right?
I was going to go 9905.
No, he said Pioneer.
Pioneer.
Oh, Pioneer. Oh, 4400. Without nav, it's 4400.
Yeah.
It's the only one they make, especially with Android Auto. What do they say? What?
Do you have more than factory in your car?
Do you? So, all right, let's preface that with the simple answer of this. What do you listen to in your car?
Sirius XM.
What channel do you listen to on Sirius XM? Okay, let me say that by what 6 channels do you listen to consecutively in your car?
80s, 90s. What else? CNN,
Disney.
Disney.
So when you drive in a car with Paul, it is the most, like, you're ready to jump out of the fucking window after about 15 minutes. And I dropped that. I'm sorry, but that's because he'll be talking, the radio will be up, and he'll be talking over the radio, and he'll just be going through the channels. Like a little
Like
kid.
a ninja.
Oh my God. And you'll be like, hey, today on, and the president, and then, la, 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 and then, hey, you know what? I'm thinking that this guy is, and then, la, la, and you're going, my God, man, pick a station and just live there for at least a whole song. Oh, Jesus.
Disney, because we have 2 kids.
Yes, he has 2 kids, and of course, like me, he has a season pass for Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah. Platinum members, baby, for life. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to drop the F-bomb, but, you know. Of course CNN sucks. Duh. It all sucks. It's all ball bearings. What's that from, anyone?
Ball bearings.
It's all ball bearings nowadays.
Isn't that from
Fake news. It's all fake. It's all fake. Radio set permanent scan. Exactly. It's like on a 10-second loop. It is. But he's the controller of that. So the question was, someone was asking about Audio Frog. Really what it comes down to is we have a lot of brands.
Yep.
And right now we just don't have a hole for the frog.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with my great distaste of frogs and the fact that I just hate frogs. It just, what does it say? I've checked my polarity and it's wrong. I corrected it and my R type still sound like poo. But the speaker is open air. Does that matter? Yeah. So if the front of the speaker and the back of the speaker can see the same airspace, poo-poo, total poo. Anytime, even okay, an infinite baffle. It means that the woofer in the front and the back of the woofer are still baffled, meaning they're not going to see each other. It just means that the back side of the woofer has in such a large enclosure that it can still produce bass, but the front of the enclosure will never see the back of the enclosure, all right? So you can't just if you've ever watched Steve Mead do a subwoofer flex test when he just sets it on the bar stool and the woofer's just doing this, it's not really making any noise because it's just the front wave and the back wave can't just go because there's total cancellation there. Remember, cancellation sound-wise is 2 frequencies playing out of phase with one another, they cancel each other out. That's why when you put one woofer in one box moving positive, negative, and the other one moving negative, positive, and they do this, you get no bass. Well, if you have one woofer doing this, and this wave and that wave see each other, it's the same thing. Yay. What do you got? Can I use a Rockford DSR-1 with an aftermarket? Yeah, of course. All the time. Totally recommend it. Any DSP with a radio, if you want it to sound better, doesn't matter if it's a DSR-1 or whatever you can get your hands on. Totally use DSP. Right, Paul?
That's right.
You love DSP, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, DSP. Hey, we need 2 hours to set that up. Oh, God. This is Paul while we're setting a DSP. Sound good? Sound good yet? Sound good? No? Okay. What about now? Does it sound good now? Okay. Okay, what do we got here? Any thoughts on investing in a 3D printer, create custom harnesses, newer vehicles haven't released yet? The thought is on a 3D printer, so there's 3 devices that are on the wish list, is a 3D printer, a laser printer, and a CNC. The room is always going to be the biggest problem, is we only have so much room. More than likely it's going to be a CNC or a laser or whatever we're going to be looking at for 2019 because the 3D printer just takes way too much time, and what don't we have a lot of, Paul?
Time.
I know, right?
I know.
Yeah. RCA bass knob or bass knob that comes with the amp. Oh, you're a bass knob guy. What do you think?
Use the one that comes with the amp.
Yeah. Why?
Because it's designed for it.
I was going to say, because it comes with it, man. It's included. It's a bonus. It's like a freebie. Yes, he's correct. You want to use the one that comes with the amplifier if possible. The reason why is because some amplifiers, that bass knob is a part of the amplifier in that, like in Pioneer's case, the bass knob is the bass boost / volume control. So if you don't put it in, you can miss out on a lot of the cool boomy bass, right? Everyone just shake their heads. Right, Fernando?
Yep.
Okay.
Do you have any preference of 8-inch mid bass?
No, I don't. No, not really. I mean, there's a couple. We have the Prima.
Yeah.
We didn't get the Focal yet, right?
No.
No, we'll be getting that later this year. Morel makes one too. Since we're talking about Morel, they have a nice bass knob. Okay, I'm trying to thank Nina Fernando publicly for the prayers from my sir. Oh, hey, Justin, what's up, man? Cool. Yes, thank you. And he just had his. That's the guy with the cool amp collection.
Yeah.
He just had his 2 lower vertebrae fixed. We'll just say it's a very painful sounding thing, but
Hope you're doing well, bud.
yeah, definitely. But no, very cool, very cool. Hope everything is going well. We talk. Sundown versus Fosgate T-Power Series, which is better, amp and subwoofers? So, the easiest way to think of that is how much research goes into both of those. You know, Fosgate puts a ton of research and development. They hire engineers.
Yep.
It's not just off-the-rack stuff. That's not to say that Sundown doesn't have a quality product. They do. But I'm thinking when we're looking at amplifiers, now, even though amplifiers are probably both made next door to one another, we won't go there, but one is off-the-rack kind of built, and the other one is designed in-house, meaning that in Rockford Designs, their amplifiers, they blueprint them. They have cool people make them or design them. With distortion detector technology built into it. So I don't think any one is better than the other. I just think that the Rockford's probably better.
Yeah.
But they're
More
both going to
ornate,
sound great. It's just a matter of what you're willing to do. I mean, we all drive cars. And they all have 4 wheels and a steering wheel, and they all ride down the road. Some of them are built better than others. Some of them aren't. Some of them are you would expect to be built better than others, and then you own it, and you're like, that car sucks. So, it's, good, bad, and different. Yeah. Is the RP 1500 in stock?
Yeah.
Paul, what's your favorite amplifier? Go ahead.
Prime 500, baby.
Other than that?
Pioneer 8601.
Really? Where's the
Yeah.
RP 1500 fall into that?
Oh, yeah.
Because, you move a ton of those,
Yeah,
man.
that's
I mean,
a nice amp. Oh, yeah,
dude,
for the money, you can't beat it.
That
It's a
one
great
day
amp.
you left and left me over there, I
sold like four
of
of
them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, God, people stop buying these. We have other amps, man. Do you have a favorite type of dual battery isolator, relay type versus diode type? I like the relay type personally. I use the Stinger relay. Capacitors suck. Yeah, for the most part. Sundown typically Korean amps. Yeah, what he says. And there again, we know from watching Big D Wiz, the Korean amps aren't terrible. They're actually pretty good. It's just they all use the same board, it seems like. Hey, from Belgium, what's up? I would go with Scar on a low budget. Yeah, that's the thing you have to keep in mind. I don't know if any of you guys have taken the time yet, which I hope you haven't, to look up this price on this 12-inch woofer. Okay, for what you pay for this 12-inch woofer, that Sundown you were talking about,
You can buy the whole company.
okay, so
That's a $1,100 sub.
okay, like I said, he can talk price. We don't talk price. So there you go. So there again, and when we were talking with Focal when Nalika was on, and the Raven.
Raven.
I don't know why I said Raven. The Raven subwoofer that they make. Holy, it's just as much as that. Actually, it looks a lot like that, which is funny. But just from the top down, the cone, nothing else. They're all totally different. Long time concern with effect on battery and idle engine stop-start features on cars with powerful system. I don't know if it's a long time concern, but it is a concern, and a lot of manufacturers are starting to address that. I don't think all of them are on board for that yet, but more and more new technology as amplifier manufacturers revisit the designs of their amplifiers, that stop-start technology is becoming more and more prevalent. PAC makes the Ignition 2, I believe, which is a accessory generator that works off of CAN bus that allows you to get that keep that amplifier on if you can't find an accessory or whatnot, or DC offset or signal sense isn't working. So yeah, plus the other thing too is, these amplifiers getting smaller and smaller, like the Power Series Rockfords, and then the KS Series kickers and everyone else's amplifiers. We had a guy ask, the 901, 901.5, that has 120 amps of fusing on it. For what? It definitely doesn't need that because it's a very efficient amplifier. I'm pretty sure we should do a test on the next one we do to see how much voltage it's actually drawing, because I know it can't be anywhere near that, but the power output dictates that it should have that size fuse. So a lot of these amplifiers are becoming more and more efficient, and I feel that as these electrical systems in these cars become more picky, these smaller amplifiers are going to be more, that's what you're going to be going after. Anyone make a better alternator than Stinger? I don't even think Stinger makes them anymore, do they?
Yeah, they don't do them in house. They have a third company do it. Third company.
Yeah, they just put
third
their
party.
name on it. What's the name of the guy that makes the? What's the guy?
Mike Singer.
No, but what's the company?
You can
Singer alternator.
Alternators, yeah. You can look them up on Facebook.
Also, you can check JP.
He makes his own.
JP alternators, something like that. So just
or
Google
Macman.
JP.
There's
Macman. That's what I was thinking. Can that find a Class A small amplifier anywhere? And you never will. And I know that's a joke. But if you do want a Class A amplifier, we know of one. You know who makes it? Moscone. Moscone has a big Class A amp. It's like 250 by 2, and it's like, I'm going.
Yep.
Why does your car?
Yeah, I don't know, but who cares? I know I'm gonna have to get that just to add to the list of stupid things I've bought in next year. Like the Zen 9.
Yeah, what are you gonna do with that thing?
I'm gonna shine it every now and then. I'll take it out and go, look at my Zen 9! Woo! Yay! Kind of like all the DSPs I keep buying that are just gonna be like, I used this, and then I put it on the shelf. Yeah. So,
I'm sure your YouTube followers will buy some of that stuff.
I don't want to sell any of that crap,
No,
man. I kick myself for all the cool. All right, so you started about the same time I started into this nightmare, but you actually your family's been doing this forever.
Yeah,
so I mean, you ran around like a little kid inside of the store, going, "I want candy, cookies."
Yeah.
But no, man, it's been a long day, and I got like 4 hours of sleep last night, so this is what you get. But the older equipment that have come and gone, you had no real attachment to it. But for me, I just wish I could get my hands on some of that because it has
sentimental value.
Yeah, like the rest of the crap we want to take and bury us. I'm gonna have a whole big plot that when I die, it's gonna be like a pharaoh. It's just gonna be filled with all my Star Wars crap, my camera stuff, my
build
tools.
Your casket out of that.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like all the crap I bought. I want to take with me. Put it in my pyramid. What's up from San Francisco? Saludo, Fernando.
What's going on?
What's your opinion on CT sounds? Do you have an opinion on CT sounds? I mean, we really.
No, this stuff is just like anything else, like Scar or
here we go.
What's that? Sundown.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Abbott and Dino and DNF? Can 5-star certify them for price before they install? No, Christian, you're just silly. I'm looking for a good clean amp.
Like the good amps, they're already certified before we get them.
Yeah. I'm looking for a good clean amp to run my Focal Utopias. A Moscone. I mean, if that seems to be the pairing there is to go, if you're going to go Focal and you don't want to buy the Focal amps, is to go Moscone. So I would definitely check out the Moscone stuff. Audis and Voce 5.1, very good amplifier also. That would do it. We had that on last week. If you want to see what that looks like, at the YouTube show last Saturday, we had one out, and
It's for sale.
Yep. I know.
Call us, we'll give you a killer deal on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know. And trust me, when it was in my hands, I was going, take it, Fernando, take it, just take it. He's like, why? And I'm like, stop playing with me. Yes, Merry Christmas from Rafa's mom. Yeah. Their subs and amps are crazy. Yes, they are. Orion Cobalts were nice amps back in the day. Orion Cobalts were very nice amps back in the day. However, they were deadly amplifiers back in the day. I still have scars on my arm from those amplifiers being so vicious. And on that, I also actually have an original set of Cobalt 12s in bandpass enclosures in my living room. Those are my 2 subwoofers. So big Onkyo amplifier with meters, power them, and yeah, so they've lasted for a really long time. Probably because they didn't have the ferrofluid in them like the XTRs did. That kind of gummed up after a couple of years. Oops, they're bad. Hello from Trinidad. What's the biggest sub you installed?
Probably 18, right?
Yeah. Hey Bobby, what's up? And you're nuts. Orion XTR amps were pretty good. Yeah, but those were late in the game. The SX and the HTCAs and the GX were really the ones that people are sought out for. The XTRs came much later, and they're not the ones that everyone gets like, ooh, about. What's the biggest subwoofer we carry?
18.
What's it's a Scar, right?
ZVX.
The ZVX?
Scar, yeah.
We stock that?
Yeah.
Really? The 18?
Do they make like
Wow.
a step up of the CVX?
Yeah, what's above the ZVX now? Don't they have a new series that's above that?
I think it's called DNR, but we don't stock it.
Yeah,
Oh,
something
okay.
like that. Yeah.
I hope Alpine adds a way to control the new DSP via the head unit. There again.
We'll find out.
Nope. I can tell you no on that one. You gotta remember that DSP, that's actually like 3 years old. Okay, so that has been available overseas for years now. It's just because of the latest DSP craze that they moved it into our neck of the woods and we have it. So you can use it. I mean, which you guys will see next week, Monday. The app for the laptop as well as the app for the phone are really pretty good. So I've been driving around and at the red lights, when I'll be like, something's irritating me, I'll whip my phone out and fix it real quick and take off. So it's the app is really responsive on the phone, for sure. What did that say? Any thoughts? No?
Any thoughts on Pioneer being bought out?
Who bought Pioneer? Investment Group. What was the name of
Hong Kong. I don't remember the name.
Yeah.
But as far we talked to Pioneer, nothing changes right now. So
Yeah.
we won't know. We probably won't know until like months or a year from now to see what kind of.
So they're owned by a Hong Kong company now,
Yeah.
so they're not going to be Japanese anymore. The owner, the facilities will probably stay where they're at. They're going to cut, 1,500 employees?
17,000, I think.
17,000 employees?
I think.
I thought it was a couple thousand.
Was it? I thought it was 17,000.
They're going to cut a lot of employees.
Yep.
But
That's right, John.
it's not going to be a Japanese company anymore. So it's going to be a Chinese company. No, it wasn't before. So most radio manufacturers of note are Japanese. So like when you look at Alpine, it's Japanese, Kenwood's Japanese. Kenwood is actually JVC Kenwood is the name of the company. They merged together several years back in order to build a buying group so they could get better deals on products so they could compete with a bigger company like Pioneer. It's actually worked out really well for them because they've come out with some really cool products that has been able to do because of the freeing up of silly money. Alpine is Alps Electronics out of Japan. There was something about that recently too, where Alps bought up some of the random shares of Alpine that were out there. I don't know, because that was I briefly read that. Sony, of course, is Japan. Sound of New York. Clarion doesn't exist anymore. They went bye-bye this year. JL Audio bought up the shares of Clarion Marine, and Clarion Marine is going to be a product distributed by JL Audio. Initially, JL is going to be clearing out inventory, and then once the inventory is gone, they're going to develop new products using their technology and Clarion technology because it was a tech product swap thing there that they got. I need a PRS before they are gone.
They're not going to be gone.
Yeah,
They're
Pioneer's not going anywhere.
They're not going anywhere.
Actually,
But
this
you
isn't
got
a
90 PRS.
yeah.
We got the big one.
We still got the whole set,
package.
80th anniversary.
80, yep.
Good deal on that. Just saying.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
better than you
Alpine
think.
they're moving the headquarters from California to Michigan.
Yeah, because they want to be closer to the auto industry.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's this thing in Detroit. I don't
Yeah.
know where cars come from.
Yeah.
Could be. Don't know. What else was I gonna? I don't even remember. Remember Iowa? Oh, totally remember Iowa. Do you like?
Those Iowa was, I think Sony was making products for them.
Do you have experience with the Android head units? We got to play with the Linkswell when we were at Knowledge Fest, and there's a little when we show our Knowledge Fest video. There's a little clip up in there. Performance-wise, with the Linkswell, we were impressed. They were fast. They were responsive. They looked good. The downside to them is the audio. They were not made for audio. They were made for car dealerships to be able to upgrade their cars to these big Tesla-style screens, not for aftermarket guys to build systems off of. So the guy there strongly recommended, if you are going to get one of these and do audio with it, you're definitely going to want some form of a DSP, and you're going to want to use that as a source unit. So, yay. Your thoughts on the Rockford T2500? A Morel Tempo Ultra 692 really have not met my expectations in my 2000 F-150. Any recommendations? Have you tried to set the crossover? There's a tweeter attenuation. Have you tried to set it up? And also, are you running any form of a DSP? And power. They need power. They need a lot of power. The tweeter crossover on that is a 6 dB slope, so at 0 we found it really isn't all that impressive. We've been kicking it up to the +2. It's either +2 or +3. And that has really opened that speaker up and made it really nice. The problem with the Morel, it is always going to be the problem, is that they have big voice coils, they have big heavy tweeters, and they need power. They need lots of power. You ready to go? You good?
Yeah, I'll go.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. I know you got stuff to do, so
Right. Thanks
for
a lot,
coming on
guys.
the
Thanks
show.
for the support, and Merry Christmas to everybody.
Thank you for coming on.
See you
Bye. Have a good weekend.
Bye, Paul.
See you guys Monday.
See you Monday.
Unfortunately. Yeah, don't forget your keys. Now, speaking of power, so since we're talking about power there, let's go ahead and we'll talk about the 4-channel Morels real quick. So, because Morel is the sponsor of the show today, just in case you didn't notice or know, M is for the run. So we have the 4-channel, all right? So this is a Class AB. That's why it's so much bigger than, let's say, the 500-watt sub-amp. So this is 400 watts of power.
Yeah.
So it is 4 by...
It's 100 watt by 4 at 2 ohms.
Okay.
It's 70 watts by 4 at 4 ohms.
But what
And
we're going to
bridge,
do with
yeah,
this
yeah.
is we're going to bridge it to a
Bridge
2-channel
it,
because
yep.
it's AB.
Yeah.
And
So you can
AB
get
amps
200.
are made for bridging.
Yeah.
Not Class Ds. ABs are made for bridging, and how much power are you going to get? Times
200.
200 by 2.
Yeah.
So you might be thinking, wow, 200 by 2, that's awesome. What are you going to put that on? Well, this is going to go on the mid bass. And behind there, you'll notice there's a stack of them because they're going to go on the mid bass, they're going to go on the tweeters, and then they're going to go on the center and the rear fill. So, and there again, this has the cool plate that goes over it. It has the cool inputs all on this side. It has the high-level, low-level input switch, and it has a 2-channel, 4-channel mode. So you just flick the 2-channel mode, and now it's 2-channel input. You're also going to have your DC offset signal sensor, just like the sub-amp. You're going to have your 2 gain controls, high pass, low pass selector, both for front and rear, or channels 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And there again, the crossover is going to be 40 to 400 hertz. Yay.
That is amazing.
Pretty cool.
Right there.
What are you going to do?
No, I just want to so
Where
people can see
where did
it.
the piece go?
I got it right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, and then these guys here, I don't know if you guys have seen these guys yet. So, hey, from North Dakota, what's going on? Merry Christmas to you too, Ram. These are going to be what's going to go in the center channel. These are the 2-inch wide. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Look
Yeah.
at those.
Yeah.
The other ones didn't have those.
Yeah.
The ones we have?
Yeah.
I've never seen those.
Yeah.
They come with caps.
Yeah.
Wow. So this is a 2.5-inch, what do they call it? High frequency, flip that over. Wide range. So
Wide range
speaker. So what you got here is a 2.5. It looks like a miniature version of the subwoofer.
This is
Here, let's
amazing.
put it right here. So yeah, it looks like a little miniature version of the subwoofer. And even the voice coil on this is like an inch, man.
Oh yeah.
Holy
it's
crap.
big. Look
So
at that. Hang on. Let me see.
yeah,
Right
don't
there.
get too close. Yeah. So it's a 2.5-inch speaker with a 1-inch voice coil. Holy God.
Look at that.
Yeah, so this is pretty sexy. These are 4 ohm. So 2 of these will be going up in where the center channel is. Yay, lots of fun there. All right, let's get back to questions. What's a good power source for indoor test bench? So good question. So depending on what you're trying to test, most of the time you can pick up, like, you don't need anything too big because all you're really doing, unless you're going to be doing like heavy duty, in which case you're going to want to pick up like an Astron or something like that. But for most of the testing we do, where we're testing like amplifiers, radios, we just need stuff to turn on and make sure it's working. We use this little guy right here. It's a 4 to 6 amp output. It's got a cigarette lighter input here. You could pick these up for anywhere between 28 to 50 bucks on Amazon. He's got another one over there, which you can't see, it's out of frame, made by Pyramid. Yeah, yep. Pyramid. And that one is, I think, a 15 amp.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a 15 amp, so that's a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm. You can barely see it. Right there, yep.
That guy right there. So that's a little 15 amper.
You got it? You see it?
Yep, I saw it. So that's a really, those are what we use to turn stuff on. So like when we're filming the videos and you see us, like we have the stuff on, we're using one of these two to power it up. We also have a big 50 amp Astron up underneath the workbench in the back corner over there. The problem is it's got a fan, so
it's very loud.
It's very loud. So the only time we'll actually use that if we're doing like a big surfboard amplifier, we just need to test it to see if it, like play through it to make sure it's working. We'll go ahead and kick that guy on. But even like a Scar 2500, your 15 amp will turn it on and we can get sound out of it. So yeah, there you go. Can I use a car battery with a charger? You can. The only problem is the charger is going to make noise. You're gonna if you hook up a car battery charger, you're gonna get the oscillation from the charger, so it's gonna go through your stereo. So that's the only problem with it. You can get a power supply, like Stinger Amp Global makes a power supply. You can get a power. That's what we use to power up our displays. It's a 70 or 80 amp power supply.
Yep.
You connect that via a old school diode style battery isolator and a battery up to it. So basically the isolators though, so it'll turn off when it turns off. It's like a remote turn on you've built for the system.
Yep.
That way we don't have to walk around and disconnect things from the battery. But you can, so you can use that. Now that is a filtered output so that it doesn't go, so you can't, it's unlike a battery charger, which is just crap.
Excess power, they are great.
My charger is quiet.
Very nice.
Some chargers are. There again, like I said, it just depends. Like those over there are technically battery chargers. They're just built to be clean. If you go pick up the $19 battery charger from, I was going to say Sears, but let's say Walmart, it may not work to the way you want it to work.
Yeah, you go and check it out. Yeah. Bye, Jason. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you and your family, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much for playing with us this year, Jason. It's been a lot of fun. We can't wait till next year. What about a server power supply?
Something.
Yeah. So, yeah, a lot of guys do that. Actually, it was funny. We had the kid. Remember the kid that came in? With his dad. The kid that came in with his dad, the little 10-year-old that had the subwoofer and all that in his bedroom. He was a fan of the show, and he had his dad.
He pulled the Xbox out.
Yeah, he pulled his Xbox apart to rip the power supply out of it to charge the battery so he could put a 9601 in his bedroom to power his two subwoofers.
Now, keep in mind, he could ask for a power supply, but he wanted to build it. He wanted
to the PC,
do that.
Yeah, the PC power supplies will work. There again, it just depends how much you need. So... actually, we have a PC power supply that's in my toolbox that has a radio in it. There's a PC power supply in that powers the radio. It's just a small one. So yeah.
All right, Metra, 1859. Yep. What does the second harness with single wire connector to the ACC power or remote?
Ooh, wow. Okay, so you had a lot of. I'm sorry, I was reading something. DM608. And an LC 4.0 power on the Morel tempos.
Single wire.
There should be plenty of power.
Brian, we barely use Metra. We normally use PAC. So tell me for what car, what year, and what are you trying to do?
There's going to be no shows until next year. So the 100th episode was the last show for Car Audio Talk with Dean and Fernando, where we had Nalika on. From Focal, but that'll be the last show until next year because Christmas Eve is Monday and New Year's Eve is Monday also, so you're going to have to go 2 weeks. That's why we're having it for 2 hours tonight, so that you guys can get the most of your Dean and Fernando, get that Jones fixed to hopefully push you through. There's going to be no shows either next week, guys, so you're going to get Monday, which is going to be part 2 of the Car Audio Lab, and then that's it for the week. And part of next week, the week after that, because, you know, with the holidays and all that fun thoughts, it's going.
All right, so remember the guy for the Morel Tempo Ultra 6x9.
Yeah, he has the 608 and the LC, which should be enough power. I would think there's an issue with tuning, and also, like I said, try jacking that crossover tweeter up. Try that first. So go ahead and click that up and see if that gets you where you want to be. That made a huge difference on the last one we did. I mean, like a huge difference. Like we were sitting there and I was tuning it, and then I clicked that. I was like, oh, damn, there we go. Problem solved.
No, it's not going to be a Monday night Facebook.
Yeah, I told. Yep. All right, put the phone down.
I can.
Just put the phone down.
We're going to miss a lot.
That's okay. Brazilian amps, yay or nay? Yay. I don't mind them. I think they're good. And after talking with, what's his name from Sounds Digital at Knowledge Fest.
Mauricio.
They totally sold me on that stuff. So it's I'd say yay all the way. There was one question here I wanted to answer. Hold on. What? Okay, Tahoe. Okay, no. Okay, yeah. Any thoughts on mounting amplifiers to the box?
Any thoughts on
that? So the question is, okay, this is one of those topics that there's a lot of on. I thought you were going to get a chair. Did you want a chair?
No, I'm
sure?
good. Yeah.
I don't want your little feet to hurt.
Yeah, it hurts.
Okay. You want some more mat? I can move it that way.
No.
Okay.
I'm not going to get taller.
No, I meant just so you can have some cushion, you know. So, real quick, mounting the amplifier to the box. I'm not a fan. I used to do it a lot. I mean, you know, hey, we're in car audio. That's what we do. Mount amps to the box. If I have to mount an amp to a box, I'm still building a barrier between the box and the amplifier so that there is a little bit of wiggle room there. But I prefer not to do it just because of the vibration that it causes. And sometimes in these amplifiers, they don't like the vibration. Yeah.
All right, so Chevy S10 extended cab, downfire, 212s, kicker CBRs, fire up. Well, if you have a, what is that? Like a porta box, seal box.
Well, the first problem is going to be the CVRs.
Yeah, they huge.
Wait.
CVRs.
Oh, no, CVRs. I was thinking of
CVRs.
Okay. No, that's
like
downfire.
Downfire, really?
Downfire. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally. Those are regular. I was thinking of the crappy shallow mount ones. But
CVTs? No,
CVTs.
I don't know.
No, downfire them. Try to keep about 4 inches between the floor, 3 at the minimum, 3 inches between the floor and the woofer, 4 better. But then downfire them. You can even port them downfired. Yeah,
it's a seal
super
box.
loud. Either way, it's fine.
Yeah.
Downfire. Just make sure you have about 3 inches between the woofer and the floor. If it's close, it's totally useless if you can't get that. Otherwise, backfire them or something. But,
Raven. Oh, that would be awesome.
What?
4-inch coaxial speakers in the pillars. Awesome. Right there on your face. Nice.
Well, they have a 3-inch.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would probably do that. But, no, they have the hybrid 4-inch coaxials. That's the 4-inch Integra. He was, actually, that was what he wanted to send me instead of the little 2.5s, but it won't fit in my dash. So, just installed a 15-year-old JBL amp and 15-year-old Infinity sub. Why won't these things die? Dude, if it's the JBL amplifier, is it the big white one with the purple writing on it? Because if it is, I can understand why that would never die. Those amps were just like, you could kill people with those things. They were heavy. Actually, they had this big one. It was about this big. And we had a guy take it off the wall and stuff it down his pants and walk on the door with it.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, it was hilarious. We got it back.
When I used to work in another shop, this guy came into the display and trying to take the faces out of the radio.
Oh, yeah.
So that's when we started lagging on.
Yep,
so I'm like, wow.
Can the system volume be adjusted through the app of the new Alpine DSP? I'm thinking of an in-dash tablet install. Yes, you can control it through the app or on the little controller. So the app has a master level control that just mimics the volume knob. So the volume knob is infinite spin. So you can turn it up here or you can turn it up via the app itself, whichever one works for you. Okay. 2001 Tahoe non-Bose with factory sub.
Okay,
so what's the question?
Well, I think the harness is for the sub. The extra harness
No, it's
that you
not.
got.
The extra harness is there. No, the sub is controlled through the amplifier, and there's no extra.
So
harness for
he
that.
has two harness.
Yes, there's the OnStar harness, and then there's the main harness. So the little 8-pin is for OnStar only. So
if you retain the OnStar.
Yeah, which you can't in 2001 because it's an old cellular network, not a GSM network. So behind the radio, you have a gray small 8-pin or 10-pin, and then you have the bigger main plug. That one doesn't get used for anything, and you're just using the main plug that has all the speaker wires.
So
the
they just give you
is run off. There is no separate sub. It's just off of the main amplifier.
All right, so this is good. Super tweeter compared to the other tweeters.
Ooh, yeah, I like that one. Regular tweeters.
Regular tweeters?
Yeah.
You don't like a.
No. So that's kind of a loaded question. It just depends on what you're trying to do. You know, if you want the ultimate in loud and you're trying to be heard a distance away, well then you're going to need a super tweeter because a real tweeter's a smaller normal car tweeter. I won't say real. They're both real. They're not like they're inanimate objects. Isn't really what that's made for. So I mean, if you're trying to compete with 412s or 615s or just be the loudest guy on the block. Well, the super tweeter's made for that because at the end of the day, a super tweeter is a professional audio tweeter for a stadium.
Yeah.
It's what those are made out of. So when you go to a stadium, those all have arrays of super tweeters in them, as they're called now. To them, they're just tweeters. Mm-hmm. And you're 100 feet away, you need to hear that tweeter. Well, in your car, you're 3 feet away from the tweeter. So if you want to hear that tweeter really, really loud, yeah, go super tweeter. Now, if you're trying to do, if you're trying to do critical listening, that's not the tweeter for you. Because it's not going to be a critical listening tweeter.
So I don't think it's gonna make a new dash kit for the F-150. Definitely,
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
We have the dash kit in the future and we have the car here in the bay, we definitely want to make a video and we're going to tell you all about it.
I can say about iData is that anytime they're going to introduce anything new, we're going to get a phone call or at least the nice email, and we'll be able to share that with you. Once we get the email from them, then we can share it with you. Other than that, we really can't talk about what they've told us about the products they have coming out, other than to say, of course, they have these products coming out. It's going to be really freaking cool. You didn't hear that from me. So since we were talking about tweeters, the Alante Titanium, minus they're active. So one of the cool things that Morel does with this series is you can buy it without the crossovers because you're going to go active because you're spending a fortune on these things. So you want to go active. Now you can go passive, but if you want to save the money so you don't have to throw those passive crossovers away or whatever, you can buy them active. So it just comes with a tweeter in the box. And this is the small tweeter using the Neo magnet, and the cool grill just pops right off. Ooh, the grill is sexy though. I mean, so this is the little tweeter. Now, Sajecki has these in his car, and he has these things playing down to 8K.
Yeah, really low.
Really low, and he's like, "Wow." I'm like, "Wait a minute, what do you want these?" Because when we were setting up his car, he was like, "I go, what do you want to have these play at?" And he's like, "8K." Actually, he said 10K first, and I think he upped it to 8K. And I was like, "What the?" Wow.
Hey man, you like that?
Yeah. What do you got?
All Rock for Fosgate. I'm underrated.
I only got my new T25 codes of Christmas sale, $650. Holy
wow,
Jesus, that's
awesome.
a deal.
That's awesome. I don't know if the Rock for Fosgate it's underrated because they actually give you a certification.
I think what he's saying, not underrated, so to speak, or underrated meaning like that 2,500 that he just got. Mm-hmm. That's really not 20. It's like 28 to $3,000 on the birth certificate is what that came in at. Yeah. So are all of them underrated, meaning you're getting more power than what the actual power is?
Yeah.
For the most part, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, even down to the Prime series amplifiers, a Prime 500 usually comes in about 580 to 600 watts on the birth certificate. So,
New silicone fast rings from Metra install bay. No, we haven't.
Oh yeah, we got them.
Really?
Yeah, we
In
got
Metro?
them. Yeah. We got them in. I ordered a set. I'll show them to you. I'll show them to you Monday if I remember. We got them in. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We got them.
Oh yeah, sure. We have it.
I didn't come over here and tell
Why
you guys
not?
about it because I didn't get like, whoa, holy. Yeah. So we do have them in. We're gonna do some playing around with them, and then we'll let you know what we think. But yeah, we do have them in. Oh geez, 3,453 at 1 ohm. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah. Man, everybody got nice builds. I got a budget build. Dude, what are you kidding me? Everyone has. I mean, everyone starts with a budget build. I mean, my first amplifier was a Sherwood 180 GX, I think is what it's called, and I upped it to the 280 GX or something like that. Dude, the combined total of those two amplifiers in 1990, 1989, 1988, it was like $240 for a 280 watt amp by Sherwood.
Wow.
Okay? That was a budget build in '88.
Honda charging system issues. Well, keep in mind.
What was I telling you about today? We just worked on a 2018 Accord.
Yeah.
And I said I would rather work on a Lexus all day long than work on that Honda Accord because of that right there.
Yeah. It's
Jesus,
just so
man.
small, for everything. So if you're working in one of those cars, if you have a charging, just charge that battery because it dies really quick. Also, just check the battery, how old they are. Replace it.
The problem most of the time with Honda is that the alternator actually doesn't turn on until the car is moving at like 45 miles an hour, which is usually the problem because people are sitting there at stoplights banging the hell out of their system, and
that was awesome.
there you go. It doesn't actually do anything. Yes, they are 4 cylinders.
No, right here. Can you put the command
Yeah.
Morel
You were talking, so I didn't want to say anything.
I'm like,
no, I'm gonna sound man this up. It's gonna take me at least 6 months to get this thing in the car. Are you kidding me? It's taking me 9 years to get to the point where I'm actually gonna put something in it. We want to get it in as quick as humanly possible. Okay, there's no question about it, and you can guarantee we're gonna talk about it along the way, and we'll have more time, and we'll actually spend more time talking about these, and you guys will have questions and fun stuff like that. We want to get it in. I want to hear it. I've been waiting this long, but it's a lot of work, and we have to do this after hours. So we'll get it in. It's just going to take some time. It probably won't be January. I'm hoping to have it all done by March. Is kind of like what I've kind of set on the schedule. So we'll see how that goes.
All right. Can I use the LC1 with the SN9 SN935?
So pack volume control with you can, but they make a piece for that. They make like an LP7 2.
LP7 too.
No, with the volume knob, with the bass knob.
Well,
But it's a model number.
Yeah, LP7 2.
But yeah, they make that piece already, all in one, so you don't have to do that. But yes, you can do it. But they do make one that's already built like that.
And they give you the whole wire and everything.
3-inch voice coil. You got that light?
3-inch.
So we got here is a 6-inch, 6.5 inch. This is aluminum, in case you guys are wondering. So, we'll just do this. Ooh, see the yellow? Yeah.
But that's too fast.
I know. It's okay. It's a fast speaker. So this has a 3-inch voice coil on it, neodymium magnet, aluminum basket. Power handling was what on this? Like 170?
70. Okay.
Yeah. Open back. It's got a vented pole piece here, of course, because it's going to get a lot of heat, so it needs to be able to breathe.
Which one is this one? The T what? The 1 to T1?
Yeah, this is the
Yeah.
So this is the Alante 6.5. Ooh, sexy. Now all the Morels come with this cool grill all the way up to the subwoofer.
Yeah.
So they all come with, this is the Morel style grill, so anytime you see this, you know it's a Morel.
So it's 160.
And these are built in Israel. They're not made anywhere else. And it does come with a sticker. That's going on my laptop.
Okay, so it's 180.
180.
180.
So plenty of power going to be going to these.
Nice. Plenty of power.
Okay. Damn this phone. Fast speaker? Yeah, right. Nah, not a fast speaker for sure. Such a beautiful speaker Dean is holding. It is a gorgeous speaker.
Yeah.
Are Morels rebuildable? That's a good question. Honestly, I don't know. I've never actually blown one to need it rebuildable. What does it say? I have a 1200 watt RMS 15-inch sub, and it drowns out my mids and highs. Any suggestions on 6x9s I have? Okay, so that's always a problem if you have just a sub. A lot of people will come in here and they'll add just an amp for subwoofers, and they'll be like, I got tons of bass. You need something for them. So good 6x9s, you need an amp is what you need too. So don't just think you can get away with just adding some good 6x9s, because 15 watts is 15 watts is 15 watts. Whether you have an awesome 6x9 attached to it or you just have the factory 6x9 attached to it. By replacing that 6x9 with, let's say, a set of Kenwood Exelon 6x9s, a set of Energy 6x9s, set of Morel 6x9s, any type of 6x9 you want that has a tweeter built into it, it will sound better because it's a better speaker. But it's probably going to have a bigger magnet than what's there from the factory, which means it's going to be a little quieter because that 15 watts now has to move that huge magnet, as opposed to before where it just had that little tiny magnet to move. So power is the key to volume. The reason why we're going with 3 of these is because we want it to be loud.
Hey Elliot, check packaudio.com. Definitely you can find that harness in there. If you're not, probably you can check Maestro iData. Just check it out. Maybe they make something for your car.
What does that say? Graphic tee, the real question is
That's the guy. He sent us the shirt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Remember?
Yeah. You're still wearing it.
I'm wearing it.
Right? Yeah. Okay, so it is rebuildable. There you go. So,
really?
But not okay. So one of them is
Not the
Clarion,
Ultimo.
JK, LOL. I like that. Sell them a 5-channel amp and a DSR one sorts out every issue. Yeah, you're not far from that. I will say this. Yes, a DSP does fix a lot of problems. But you could also just go for the D6.1200, which has the DSP and the cross. Yeah. So one thing I've noticed by looking at a lot of these amplifier manufacturers over the last couple days that we've had to do some homework and talking with a lot of the companies, I think a lot you're gonna start to see a lot of like JL, of course, is sitting there going, yeah, we have amplifiers with DSP built into them. Well, the Prima's been out now for like 4 years, and it's an amplifier with a DSP built into it. Moscone has amplifiers with DSPs built into them. There's a lot of companies that have amplifiers with DSPs built into them. Focal, when we were talking to Nalika, he was talking like, 89?
Yeah,
they had an amplifier with a DSP built into it. So it's just funny that now that
DSP is always there.
DSP has been like, that we're finally, people are going, oh, wait a minute, there's been amplifiers with DSPs built in for a really long time. So, and there again, just like we were talking about the Alpine DSP, that's 3 years old. It's an amplifier and a DSP all in one. It's got 8 channels times 25. That's why we were able to put it in the car, which you guys will get to see here soon. What's the best speaker to upgrade with a factory stereo? There's a bunch of them. I mean, you just want to keep it simple. I mean, if we want to talk about Focal for a minute, they have some. There again, Morel has some.
Oh, wow, man.
Pioneer has the TSDs or the TSAs. The TSAs are probably the easiest to work off factory power because they're made for that.
Wow, that's crazy. Harley Davidson is avoiding the warranty if you replace the radio.
I don't think they can do that.
No?
There's a law against that.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a law against that. So, Series cars Harley Davidson.
I mean,
there's a law against that. That just be Harley Davidson can enforce that. They can reflash it so that it defaults it back to factory, which is what happens most of the time. Which means you have to take it back to the car stereo shop and have the radio reflashed again. But no, I mean they can't do that.
Yep.
There's Pioneer Auto EQ made people aware of DSP. I don't know. I mean,
well, like we say, DSP is been there for a long time.
See, the problem is if you're old like me and you think of DSP, the first thing that pops in your head is church, jazz, nightclub, So back then, that's what DSP was, simulation of sound. So you would play, it would give you this like real big goofy sound. Like I had the Clarion DSP in my car for about as long as I had the Halo 9.
Yeah.
And what it would do is you'd hit the church button. It would make all the music sound, hey, 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 and it would do this funny stuff like this when you're listening to music, and you're like, and it was like, hey, it's supposed to sound like you're in a big hall. So for me, when we say DSP, that's what I think of. DSP has changed a lot from what it is, or like when you're at home and you have theater mode and rock mode and game mode and all that stuff. So that was DSP. DSP has evolved into basically just big EQs with time delay, or spatial delay. I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
Those are nice, Morel. I still prefer the Diamond Hex Pros 200 RMS.
There you go.
Yeah, man. I mean, everybody has their own opinion,
Oh, no, and everyone has their favorite.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
for example, your favorite is...
It's K2s.
There again, turned him on to those. It's like a crack
K2.
addict.
Yeah.
I said, here are these. And he's like, oh my God. He starts twitching in the corner going,
I won't get to
Me? I've always been a fan of Morel. So, and that's not to say that I don't like other brands. I love K2s.
No,
I've
you
said it
have
on
to
here
hear
many
the other
K2s.
one. So, yeah.
One of the great things about working here at 5 Star is that we have so many brands. So we get to play
have
with
the opportunity
so much
to hear,
stuff. Oh, it's great.
every one of them. Yeah.
Theater, love theater. So that's what makes this fun, and that's what actually makes it easy for us to recommend stuff, because we get to touch and feel and listen and play with so much stuff. So yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Oh, definitely. So when I came here for the first time, I never heard like sound quality at all. So I heard their hertz, and I was like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah,
and then you just start getting, get better and this and that and more, and then I'm like, boom, that's it, K2s.
Older DSPs, did you have manual controls, or was it always automatically controlled? A lot of the old DSPs, you just had a button you pressed, and it stood for digital sound processor. So it was to make things sound like something they weren't. So like I know on my Clarion, it had all the predetermined stuff, and then you had an EQ you could play with, and it may or may not had subwoofer volume control, but it was really weird. So Utopias are excellent speakers. No, they are amazing speakers. What's up? Well, what's up from Gainesville?
Yes, they are.
What do you think about an expensive build as a beginner? What size sub do you like, and how many would you like? Custom building a subwoofer box or prefab? So that's a lot of questions all in one. What do you think about expensive build? What do you think about an expensive build for a beginner? I don't care what level of the game you're in. If you can appreciate the product, you buy what you can appreciate and you can afford. So if you can appreciate the finer things in life as a beginner, by all means, hop to it. The first set of headphones I bought cost me $550. I didn't own a set of headphones before that other than the crappy ones that came with my iPhone. But I could appreciate good sound, so I just walked up and said, give me those. Did my research and walked away with some really nice Sennheisers. Okay, now I buy even more expensive headphones, but that's besides the point. So if you can appreciate what you're buying, then buy it. If you can't, sometimes you have to learn the hard way, right?
Yeah.
Just like we were talking about. You can tell somebody that don't touch that it's hot. Yeah. And if they understand, they won't touch it. If they don't know what hot is, then they're going to go, I don't know what that means. And then they're going to go, ow, oh, okay, I know what that means now. Darn it. Okay, yeah. So if you can sit and go, hey, I like that. I want that because that sounds better to me. Well, then buy it because you can appreciate it. If you're over here going, no, this is cool, man. I like this. This is, that right there. Okay, and it's cheaper. Well, then do that. But eventually you may get to that point where you go, you know what? I should have bought that because now that I've had that and I've played with it and I've hit this wall where it's like, then, So now, prefab or not prefab? That is the question, right? Yeah, what does prefab actually mean? Okay, so prefab means that it was something made before, it was pre-made before you needed it, I guess. That doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means that it was made. Now, there's different levels of prefab. So, for example, a Fox box, which we've talked about on here a bunch, we technically considered a prefab box because it's made prefabbed for a Dodge Ram. I'll put it against anybody's box, okay? It's a freaking amazing box. That's a prefab. So it's a term that's being abused right now. There are some crappy boxes made by certain people, all of them, that are just garbage boxes, okay? That are like $70, okay? That's just like, hey, 5/8 MDF, some glue, some carpet, little paint. There you go, $70, it's yours. Okay, I would consider that a prefab box. However, if it fits the specifications for your woofer,
there you go.
What's making it bad?
I think everybody get confused about that. If like custom boxes is because they have to be like
Yes, Jeff, exactly.
a specification exactly as your subwoofer. But yeah, when they say prefab, it's just
Yeah, and Axeman, you're totally correct. That's Axeman. What's up, man? Yeah, sometimes being a beginner is easy to spend a lot of moolah and not get good results. There you go. Got the Voss. Didn't drink that one. So yeah, you know, buyer beware for sure. And there again, if you can appreciate it, which means you've probably done your homework. So, you know, what?
my JL Audio prefab. It's
yeah, exactly.
It's awesome.
So, but yeah, that's just yeah for sure. Now, you're perfectly right. Now, so there again. If you're trying to design a system and you have no idea what you're doing, cool, man. Then you know sometimes buying expensive stuff just to buy expensive stuff isn't the best way to do it because I'm a firm believer in buy it once, buy it right, don't deal with it anymore. So as Fernando will attest to, before I buy things, sometimes it takes me a while. Okay, because I want to make sure when I'm getting ready to open my wallet up and spend my hard-earned money on is what I want, okay? And it's not just, ugh. So, you know, I'll buy the expensive thing. I'm cool with that as long as it does what I want it to do. And until I can get that definitive, this is what it does, I'm not spending the money, okay? So, if you're going to, for a first time out, buy the best. You're gonna buy some Moscone, you're gonna buy some Morel, you're gonna buy some Focal. You're just gonna go, you're like, dude, I got the money, I'm gonna buy it, okay? Fine, buy it. But do your homework first. Talk to a couple professionals, people like me that do it for a living. There again, we understand there's some guys out there that are just there to like take your money and run, but talk to several of them. Find someone that's passionate about the product. We know they're out there, and then be like,
there's
hey,
a lot of people
cool.
out there.
Okay.
All right, so Jonathan, you might probably have to do like custom A-pillars if you're gonna put like a 3-way set in there, or I don't know if you want it on the door, but definitely you have to make something to fit that 3-way set.
Yeah, you gotta have some place to mount it. Now I know if you go to Aldi, which is not Aldi.
Aldi, that they
Alibaba, whatever that is, the internet site out of China that sells
grocery
all the cool
store.
stuff.
You can go to
they sell
groceries.
pods. So pods that you can mount your speakers in and attach them to your A-pillars. So they are out there, and you can get them.
Yeah.
Justin, you remember I showed him. Justin found them and was like, "Hey, you can get
really?
these." Yeah, they're like, and you were like, "I don't want those."
I'm gonna buy one.
No, you're.
Oh yeah, that's true.
the pods.
Yeah.
Which hey, there again,
no.
they're not. I mean, I've seen them and I thought they looked okay, but they're What's up, Scott? Merry Christmas to you too. MTX had Thunderforms back in the day. Actually, I ran a Thunderform 210s box in my Dodge Ram forever, and I sold it to Aaron.
Oh really?
Aaron bought it. It had two. So it had two Kenwood DB 10-inch woofers. They were purple. Okay.
Wow,
I had 4, and I put 2 in
What's
that.
that from London?
And he was still running them because the box was the hole was kind of the wrong size. So when I put them in, I had to finagle them in. Okay. And then I hot glued in all the screw holes, so I could get them out if I needed to. Right. But therefore, air wouldn't leak out of the screw holes. Right. Because the holes on those, like, and you know how big a normal screw hole is on a sub. Yeah. These were double that. So it was the silliest thing ever. I don't know what. Okay, what is this saying? Do you have the same problem? I missed it. What sold me on Morel was okay. Let's go back. Dina, I always have a problem with customers that they want 8 gauge for power and ground, and I recommend 4 gauge and up. So do they want to upgrade their system later? They have the wire. Honestly, we don't even give them an option, Lewis. Everyone gets a 4 gauge kit. The only time you get an 8 gauge kit is if you're doing like the Rockford P300, because we're building you a plug that plugs into the subwoofer enclosure, so 4 gauge doesn't fit. Otherwise, everyone gets a 4 gauge.
Or when we do the Rockford power
the
series,
mini T's.
we run a 4 gauge or 0 gauge, and we do a distribution block in the back.
Yeah.
And then small 8 gauge to the amplifiers.
To the amplifiers. Yeah. But for a normal install, even on a like Paul was saying, the Prime 501, his favorite amplifier, it gets a 4 gauge. Yeah. We use the Stinger Select 4 gauge kits for things like that. You know, that are just because they're 100% copper, and they're very affordable, very price competitive to a, let's say, cheap aluminum kit or something like that.
But normally we use the.
But yeah, when we're doing a lot of the Stinger, we'll use
Stinger.
But for like a single amp 4 gauge, that
Oxygen
we go for that.
Oxygen free.
Buy it once, buy it right. Amen.
Hey,
Totally. 0 gauge, garden hose, all the way. What's the difference with a Pioneer radio navigation versus Android Auto? Pretty simple. Oxygen free. Always oxygen free. Yep. Oxygen free copper. Definitely. That's all we use. Navigation radio has onboard navigation, so if you're in an area where there is no cell service, it's going to use the onboard navigation and the GPS antenna to get you to where you want to go.
Well, you have to go and
type it in, and it has a physical navigation software in it that will get you from A to B. So if you're going on an 8-hour drive, it can run all day long and not affect, it doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't hurt your phone, it's not running in the background.
The data on your phone,
you can make all the phone calls you want, get all the text messages, play music, do whatever you want. Android Auto, there again, it's on your phone, so you have to have a service in order for it to function, and you have to use your phone. So if you're one of those guys that's constantly talking on the phone, Android Auto might not be the thing for you, because if you're talking on the phone, the map, the phone, the texting, and all that, it's like this. So Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are great for around town, like, you know, within a half hour to an hour of where you're living. If you need to go somewhere, find some place, or doing something like that. When you're on these longer trips, sometimes it's not the greatest. Now, I have plenty of guys that just go, dude, I used Android Auto to get here from so-and-so. It worked fine. Yeah, it'll work fine. Of course it'll work fine. Why wouldn't it work fine? It's a phone. It's a map. And, paper works fine, too, but people don't use that anymore. I mean, some do, but...
Yeah, Mark, we are authorized dealer for so many brands because he buy a lot.
Yeah,
like,
so...
if he sell one, he buy 5 more.
Yeah, so we Alpine factory direct, Pioneer factory direct, Kenwood Exelon, so we're factory direct.
Rockford
we're factory direct. Kicker we're factory direct. Morel we're factory direct. Hertz Audison factory direct. Focal factory direct. Sony we buy from Dow, which everyone does, which is a distributor. The Crunch stuff and Audio Pipe and
the same
that is not factory direct.
No, it's
that
Audio
is
America.
from a distributor of some kind. Scar factory direct.
Factory direct.
What am I missing? Metra, we're factory direct on Metra. Obviously, all the amp products were factory direct, so Phoenix Gold and all that, we're all factory
Hertz
direct
Audison,
on that.
we're factory.
Got that one. Viper, we're factory direct.
Dude, we are factory direct on...
Just trying to think of things that we don't do that we're not...
Phoenix Gold, we are factory direct.
Yeah, covered that. It's a lot of fun. What's that say?
Yeah. All depends on you sell carrier.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Great. Confused on Android. Is Dual a garbage brand for touchscreen decks?
I'm not gonna say that.
Yes.
I'm not gonna.
I'm gonna say yes. Yeah. Okay.
Everybody's different.
So if you need an inexpensive touchscreen deck, Pioneer is the company to go with. They have the 211 EX or whatever it is. is a super affordable, well-built deck for like $200, okay? Does everything. It's got a 13-band EQ. It's got 6-channel 2-volt output. It's got DSP. It's got time correction. It's got 3 colors. You know, is it okay? Is it laggy? Well, no. Is it a 4400? No. But is it better than a dual? Yes.
All right.
So definitely
Sony, what did they say?
I don't know. But, hey, from Sweden, what's up? Sony is some of the most overlooked audio in the game because of Walmart. Well, actually, if you want to look at that, everything that goes into Walmart is one of the most overlooked games in the industry. So Kicker gets crap for that. Pioneer's probably the only one that doesn't get crap for going into Walmart because they're Pioneer and, well, it's Pioneer.
Yep.
But Sony, I don't think gets overlooked for that. Sony gets overlooked because they're Sony.
What's that from Sweden?
And Sony doesn't do things like everyone else. They have a guy
Merry Christmas,
that
man.
is the Sony guy. And Sony makes great products. I love the Sony products. They make great sounding amplifiers, speakers, radios.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't get it factory direct. I got to go through a third party to get it. So where's my allegiance there? I don't have any. Sony doesn't have my back. Sony doesn't trust me enough to be their guy because they're big. They're a huge company.
Yes, Nicholas.
So they break things off into their own little things. Now, if you guys watch the other show, Ada, who's what's the name of it?
Absolute
Electronics up in DC or Delaware. He loves Sony. He swears by his stuff. And there again, we sell it. We get it from Dow.
Yeah.
But it's not that they're overlooked because they're in Walmart. They're overlooked because they don't have guys here banging the door downs going, hey, we're Sony. You know, whereas...
Now, keep in mind, Walmart buys tons.
Of everything.
Of everything.
Pampers.
He's
they
not
buy
going to buy...
tons of Pampers. And everyone still uses Pampers. Loves.
Everyone? Well,
Yeah.
every kid.
You know, but I mean, you still buy Loves, right? You use Loves?
Yeah.
Loves or Pampers? Or Huggies?
No, I use Huggies.
Huggies. Lever Brothers, you suck. Okay.
What, really?
Yeah, that's Lever Brothers. They were the enemy.
I
Procter & Gamble, dude.
It's
I worked for
Huggies.
Procter. Huggers and Loves.
That's fine.
I'm sorry, Pampers and Loves is what we sold. So, hey, what do we got here? I have a 2016 Charger with the Alpine system, 4.8-inch Uconnect, 8.4-inch Uconnect. Where'd that go? I've been looking at the pack. Yes, what else do I need to look for optimum sound from my speakers and subs? Blow through? Well, you could do a blow through, but yes. So more than likely you're going to want to get some form of DSP. Now the Amp Pro is great. So let's talk about the difference between Amp Pro and the iData AR, because they both will get you to the end result, which is a stereo with something attached to it aftermarket. An Amp Pro allows you to, one, keep your factory amplifier. It has to stay in. But what that lets you do is that lets you build a system. So if you're unlike the guy that can just go out and buy all the cool stuff for a noob, let's say you just want to add a subwoofer. Today, Amp Pro is your guy, because an Amp Pro will allow you to plug it in, T-harness, and then has the 6-channel, 5-volt, full-range output that you can plug your sub-amp into. Rock on. And let's say 6 months from now, or 3 weeks, or 2 days, you decide, hey, you don't want to add the highs in. Well, then you can buy the T-harness so that you can tee in to get all your speaker wires, and you can plug in your highs amp, and you're good to go.
Yep.
The AR doesn't work that way. The AR is a final result piece, meaning I'm going to put a stereo in my car, I'm going to put everything in my car. So I'm going to do my highs, I'm going to do my subs, do everything at once. Now, the AR gives you the advantage of 2 things. One, you can take an AR and you can plug it into a DSR-1.
Yep.
Because the DSR-1 is an AR. So you can buy the T-harness, plug your DSR-1 in, done. Now you have a DSP. You can buy the AR and go directly into the Kenwood 6.600. You can buy Prima Audison just released the Forza amplifier, which is an AR compatible amplifier. Audio Control, someday soon, will be AR compatible.
Yep.
So there's a lot of options there. Think of it as like a TV VCR combination. Now, the nice thing about an Amp Pro is that you can still use the DSR-1. Thank you so much. There's a lot of things you can do with both. It just depends on the timing of building the system. But what I would recommend is some form of a DSP, because you're going to want more than bass, mid, and treble. Now, with an Amp Pro, you can go in and adjust those center frequencies, but It's just better to buy a DSP.
Look at that. AC, you say, just divide your watts by 14 volts, and then you tell you how many draw the amplifier.
Just get a cool clamp and put it
get,
on the battery, DC clamp.
The more batteries you have, the better for you.
Thanks, Rich.
Somebody say, just buy the cheapest Pampers the kids don't know. Yeah. I'm going to get a shirt that says speakers, amps, and Pampers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, no, trust me. Bit of a funny story. So when he was getting ready to have the kid, I said, and they were going to have their little baby thingy. I said, hey, man, what? He's like, what do I ask for? And I go, ask for Pampers. And he's like, what? I said, ask for diapers. Just ask everyone that comes to your party for diapers. And he was like, why would I do that? That's just dumb. And I go, no, it's not dumb. It makes total sense. And, there you go.
Mine is not cool.
Well, mine is. And he's like, no, man, that's dumb. I'm not going to do that. I go, no, you totally ask everyone for diapers, which is what my boss, JJ, when I worked at AV, told me. He was like, ask everyone for diapers. So when Haley was born, we had a closet full of diapers, from the floor to the ceiling, full of all different sizes of diapers. People, what size do you want? And I was like, I don't care. Buy me anything. Buy me mediums. Buy me larges. Buy me newbies. Buy me diapers. So for the first 6 months, I didn't have to buy diapers. It was great. He, on the other hand, looked at me like I was crazy. Oh, yeah. And then he goes, dude, you know how much diapers are?
Dude,
and I go, yeah. No, depends on where we're going to end up.
Yeah, definitely. A clean G35, definitely it's time for the 8400. Definitely. Well, yeah, I never thought, like, you always, like, listen, just ask for this, ask for that, and I was like, nah, if they're gonna give me whatever they want, that's fine.
So that's an interesting one. When turning up volume, the front, rear, right-hand side suddenly gets very loud, and the others drop off. Have to switch. That sounds like an amplifier or speaker issue.
Yeah.
I would check the amplifier. Easiest thing to do. Okay, so with testing a speaker problem, meaning this one speaker over here is doing some dumb stuff. Okay, we have to figure out what it is.
Yeah.
So we can start from the speaker and move our way towards the signal. So the first thing I would do is go to the amplifier and take my right and left and switch them.
Yeah.
So that now my left power is powering my right speaker, and my right speaker is powering my left speaker. And see what happens. If it moves, that channel on the amplifier could be bad. Now, after that, put them back, switch the RCAs. If it moves again, or if it stays put, these will all tell you where the problem is. So is it the amplifier? Is it the signal coming into the amplifier? Is it the signal coming into the processor?
Yeah.
So you can, just by simply plugging things and moving them from left to right and letting it play, that will tell you where your problem is. And every time you move along, there you go. You can either start from the speaker and move back, or start from the source and move out. I like to start from the source and move out. That way I can, it's like, it's not the radio because it's still doing it here. It's not this, it's still doing it there. And then you eventually figure out where it's at. Once it stops moving and it stays put, it's that channel, and it doesn't matter what you're feeding it, then that's where it's bad. So that's what you do to figure out what the heck, not fix it, but figure out what the heck is going on. Haha. Okay, whatever.
Honda's got Tornado R7580.
Yeah, they suck.
And when actually it's running. My research,
oh yeah. To upgrade your Sync 3, yeah, it does. We did a. Did we do a Sync 3 upgrade? Yeah, didn't we do a Sync 3 upgrade for that one guy in his? Was that a Ford we did that in?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we did a Sync 3 upgrade for a guy. He spent the money. It was pretty crazy.
All right, going active. Somebody say going active.
I was going back to that.
Going active. Have 600 watts on the sub, 75 watts on the mids. How many watts should I put on the tweeters?
Well, okay, so the tweeter, so like this tweeter here, this is a 6-ohm tweeter. We're going to put a ton of power to it, but realistically, it's not going to see the 200 watts at all.
No.
But even though we're going to be having 200 watts behind it, the tweeter's probably really only going to see about 50 to 75 watts of actual power at that frequency. So, 75 watts on the tweeter is good.
Don't blow the tweeters.
It's really where the crossover point is. So that's the more important thing. You want to start somewhere between 2.5 to 3.
3.
3.5 is a good place to start, depending on the tweeter. We're going to do a video on showing how to kind of figure that out, but you have to have tools, so it's really no fun there. But unless we can, yeah, we'll talk more about that later. Like 25 watts for tweeters. Yeah, 25 watts would be okay, but you know, I depending on the tweeter, I would try to put 75 watts to them. There again,
Snoopy.
I would try to put more power to the. No, this is a Christmas. He's just chilling, looking at the sky. That's what Snoopy does. He won. He won with this. Charlie Brown Christmas. You have to have seen it. Anyways, I like to put more power on my mid-range than on my tweeter. So if you're gonna stagger it like that, 75 on the mid, 25 on the tweeter is probably right using that logic. I would probably go 150 on the mid and 50 to 75 watts on the tweeter to really make it sound great.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's me. What do we got here? Have a great Christmas. Thank you. We will.
Yep.
I like Google Music. Sounds better than Tidal or Spotify. Really? Haven't heard that from anyone but you. So, not saying it doesn't, but yeah. To the bypass for the Bose amplifier y'all made on here works on a 2000 Tahoe LT with new. Wait, what happened?
Wow, that was like a 10 questions at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, sorry. Where did that go? Does it work on? Yeah, I mean, new Tahoe LT with new speakers. Yeah. Do the yeah. I will say this. When we did that video to bypass that amplifier, Metra actually makes a harness for that. So you don't actually have to do that. You can buy their harness that just unplugs the amp, plugs it in, and you're done. It's all looped for you. So definitely go to metraonline.com and see if that is available for your car. If not, then of course you'll have to do it the hard way that we've shown. If it has the amplifier in the glove box, behind the glove box, yes, of course, that's the way you do it. If it's underneath the center console, then no, it's a totally different way, but it's the same colors, more or less. Well,
Do people still use bandpass boxes?
Trigillis does.
Yeah. He told me the other day.
Trigillis
Hey, come over
loves
here.
bandpass boxes.
It's like, listen.
I don't know. I mean, for the most part, I haven't seen too many of them.
Yeah.
I haven't seen bandpass boxes installed.
You're not gonna
Just
put one in
either
your car?
ported or sealed. So no. So okay. Back in the day when we built a bandpass box, we built a bandpass box so that we could take, let's say, a 10 and put it in this big box where the woofers were inside of it and get all this bass out of it. Well, okay, it was cool. It was very hard to build, took a lot of time, a lot of pieces, not a lot of fun. But we could get, this is the key, this is what my owner used to always, this is what JJ always said, we could make these 10s sound like 12s.
Yeah.
Well, does that mean we can make 12 sounds like 15s? Well, yeah. Alright, so let me get this straight. Why don't we just take a 12 and make it sound like a 12? A lot less work building a ported box. So, yeah, we were kind of dumb back then. The other thing, too, is that now subwoofers have bigger surrounds to where they move more air. The excursion is a lot more than those younger woofers were. So the bandpass box has kind of gone by the wayside because we don't need it to compensate for the lack of speaker ability. So now subwoofers can move and produce lots of bass. So ported boxes are kind of where everything.
A lot of SPL boys have bandpass boxes. Okay.
To some form, yeah. So
Okay.
to some regard, basically, it's like a horn-loaded, yeah, where you see those guys that have like all the woofers and then they have a big hole, and that's kind of a bandpass. Yeah.
That's cool.
More SPL guys probably use bandpass, but yeah. So there we go. Yeah. But a bandpass sounds great. Bandpass has very limited frequency response, but if it's in the frequencies that you like to listen to, it sounds great. There again, I have 2 Cobalt 12s in bandpass enclosures in my living room. Love them.
Wow.
What?
I put high-res SD.
Okay.
It was a card 250 got hard drive.
FLAC
The
files.
FLAC files just to see what's the difference from standard FAT32 USB.
Oh, hey guys. Haley and Sue
Oh
just
wow,
showed
that
up.
just scared me.
Someone was asking if I was gonna go to Disney for Christmas.
Yeah.
If you go watch the last night or this morning's episode of The Boring Life of Dean and Haley, that will answer your question. We'd like to
Good
call
show. I recommend.
the 12 hours of Disney are up there for you to watch. So yes, we did go last weekend to Disney for Christmas. So,
Did you guys enjoy it?
huh?
Did the guys enjoy it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are prefab bandpass boxes as good as custom bandpass boxes? No. I mean, I prefer to custom build a bandpass. I've seen a lot of subs destroyed because of bandpass boxes. Oh yeah, not tuned right. Totally destroyed.
Yeah, and just depends how they build and who is building it, you know?
My factory premium Rockford system had Clarion stamped on it. That's because it's Nissan, and Nissan uses Clarion.
Really?
Yeah, because Clarion was part owner of Nissan for a while there. I don't know if you know.
Wow.
Johnny says hi, guys. Okay, so what was that?
Need to get.
More Virtus Nanos or JL Audio C5s. I would go Virtus any day over C5. So, just to end up, just to put a pretty little cherry on this bandpass box. So, back in the day, Alpine with the S-type woofer, one of the iterations of the Alpine S-type woofer, they made a 110 bandpass enclosure. So it was 25 by 12 by 12. I had a little plexi window on it, had a 10-inch S-type woofer, and a 3-inch port about 5 inches deep.
Bye, Christian.
We used to buy them by the pallet. We would buy stacks of these things, and we would just line them up. We'd buy 24 at a time, and we would sell them like they were freaking free, man.
So,
so 100 back then it was like $180,
wow.
and they would just roll out the door. Think of like the P300 12.
Really?
Yeah, but no amplifier, and they would just sell because it was good back then. Everyone wanted fat boomy bass, so. Yeah, we sold a ton of them, and then Alpine decided they didn't want to make them anymore.
Merry Christmas, guys!
What are you guys thinking? So, yeah. There again, if you've never owned a bandpass, definitely think about building yourself one. Don't grab any long throw woofer. Get something simple that has a simple surround, meaning that you don't want something with a giant, woof surround on it. You want smaller surround, maybe a 1-inch surround that has very limited movement, because they don't work so well when they get moving a lot.
All right, so how do you, let me see.
Keep talking, I'm listening.
How do you disable a factory alarm on a 2003 Jeep Grand Cherokee?
You probably need a,
You gotta use the key fobs.
Yeah, well there might be a, grab the wrong one. There might be a factory disarm wire. Check bulldogsecurity.com. and see if there's a factory disarm wire. A lot of the times there's a factory disarm wire that you tap into when you're doing lock and unlock that will disarm the factory alarm when you use the key fob. Alright, so the last thing on the list here from Morel, who's the sponsor of the show today. The show is brought to you by the letter M, which stands for Morel. These guys are the Integra series. These are the hybrid Integras. Now what these are going to do, this is a coaxial, so there again has a giant, I think this is a 2.5-inch voice coil in it, and then the tweeter's mounted right here in the center, and we have a full big 1-inch dome cloth tweeter. It has a very similar basket design as those guys right here, as the Elates, but this is a coaxial. So the hybrids come both coaxial and component. It's the step down from the Elates, so it goes hybrid Elates and then Virtuses below these. There again, they're all Israeli made. This is made in Israel. These are made in-house. So basically anything from the Virtus up is made in-house.
Yeah. 100 watts.
100 watts power handling. Look at that. Ooh, sexy. Rear deck speaker. I like rear fill. I'm sorry, I like rear fill. I like sound coming from behind my head. But that's those guys there.
Yep.
Cool, more toys. Merry Christmas, guys. Going skating. See you later. Hey, you have fun skating. Haley just went skating. Morel or Focal? Well, Thomas, it depends who you ask. If you ask Fernando here, what are you going to say, Fernando?
I'm going to say Focal.
He's got a nice set of K2 sitting over there. If you ask me, I'm going to say Morel. But that's what I want. What do you want? That's the question, not what we want. So it comes down to when someone comes in and they say, hey, want to build a stereo. First question, what do you listen to? What kind of music do you like? And you go from there. So they have two totally different sound signatures. So depending on what type of music you like, or like me, I don't like really high frequencies. These big things are like real sensitive to that. Could be the tinnitus, could be many things. I don't know, however you say it. Ringing in my ears, got a lot of that. Nothing better than Utopias. There again, Utopia is going to play a lot like a Morel. Just going to say that because they both have these giant voice coils. However, this is a lot cheaper because it's $3,000 for a set of 6.5s. Ouch.
Yeah.
Not saying I wouldn't spend it, but
totally.
I would spend it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, it just depends on that. So depending on what type of music you're going to listen to is going to dictate what type of speaker you can buy. Dean is if it's too loud, you're too old. Kidding. No, totally. But there again, Haley will attest, when I play music, I play it loud. Exactly. I like loud. It's like I have the little 25 watt by 7 amp going in the car now, and it goes to 66. And I laugh because I think Star Wars, but I'm playing it at 66. If it's got that number, it's there for a reason. I'm going to turn it up to it. I mean, I just like loud. I think that's too much. Okay, I bet talk radio will sound awesome on those new speakers. You know what, dude? Right now I'm jamming in the center image. Yeah. I'm trying to cut back on any of the. I only listen to entertain. I don't listen to talk radio, like political talk radio. I've just been listening to like 102.5 The Bone here, which is just like humorous talk radio, and I've been cutting myself back on that, listening to more musical music stuff.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm still playing with Sajeki's little. How do you say it?
Really?
Austin and Kearns. Austin and
Mm-hmm.
Kearns with the high-res files on it.
You're gonna get the title?
I'm gonna get title. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so when we have the week off of. We're not actually a week off of work. We're still gonna be working like dogs, but we're just gonna take a week off of this. That's why you guys are getting a super long show tonight, because next week we're just not gonna be doing the show because of the holidays and all that other stuff. But yeah, so many things. Opinion on millihertz. Love them. They sound great. Oh, nice speaker. Very very nice.
All right. What kind of 210s do you recommend? 2018 F150 with the Fox box. I have Morel, the 5-channel amp.
I think that one we've been using the R types on.
The R types?
I think we've been using the R types and the P3s.
Why you don't use the Rockford, the T1?
Because you don't need to in that box. You don't need to spend the money to do that. Because you can do a P3 and get that same sound. The T1 is nice. You got to buy grills. Anytime you're using a Fox box, make sure you buy woofers that you can put grills on. Very much important.
Mm-hmm.
With that one, I think we've been doing the P3s and the R-type Alpines. Mm-hmm. A lot of the times we do use the shallow mount Rockford T1s, and the reason why we use that is just because of, even though you can put a bigger woofer in there, I don't know, we've just been using that because we've had to.
Oh yeah, the Hertz 3-way, they sound really
3
good.
Hours. No, they're actually waiting out there because they want to go look at Christmas lights. So, any New Year's resolutions?
I want to be taller.
That's not a resolution.
Oh man,
that's a wish.
No.
I'm not a big fan of New Year's resolutions. We talked about this before. Are you?
No, I just want to keep working and my family.
Yeah, just healthy, wealthy, wise. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of New Year's resolutions. I'm more of a let's just do it. I'm not the guy that's gonna wait till Sunday to do something. If I've decided to do something, I'm gonna start it right now, and it's just gonna go forward from there. If a lot of people need that benchmark to make a change. It's like I'm gonna run dirty until this day, and then I'm gonna run clean. Mm-hmm. That's cool. I'm not that guy. Now, for 2019, do I make plans? Or for years, do I make plans? Of course we make plans. There's a lot of things we want to do.
Everybody make plans.
With the show that we've been waiting just to get through the year just because of time restraints. And also, we want to do certain things and taxes. A lot of it has to do with taxes, purchases as far as things like that. Like we talked about earlier, we were talking about like a CNC or a laser or something like that. Taxes. I've already spent my wad this year to hit my tax break, so I need to save something up for next year. So lots of things that regards, lots of things we want to implement with the show, new things we want to try, old things we want to bring back. So riding dirty, right? But yeah, so that's that. That's where we're at. So FLAC title, iTunes, Pandora, Spotify for the best quality. We always tune using iTunes.
Yep.
Music that I've downloaded to the phone, because there again, most people are listening to some form of that. Pandora sucks. Spotify, there again, some people love Spotify. Like some cell services give you amazing Spotify quality. I've heard some of the guys have been like, dude, it's amazing what I can get out of Spotify on my cell carrier. So
it is true.
Pandora, not so much.
No,
Sirius XM is, you might as well just listen to dirt on your ears because it sucks.
No,
but when we were talking with Nalika, he has title. He loves his title. Sajeki has title. He loves it. So I'm gonna give it a try. And like everything else, we'll let you guys know. Date and DSP video, that's slotted for 2019. We're just trying to get through the end of the year here. A lot of things happening. A lot of
Merry Christmas, Johnny.
Time that we just haven't had. Now we're making excuses, and I hate making excuses other than just say it's going to happen next year.
It's going to, yeah, definitely.
All right, guys, that brings this 2-hour marathon to a close. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us and just being the cool viewers that you are. Thanks for supporting the show. Thanks for being you. Now, because it's a holiday weekend, you guys might be doing some silly stuff. So like we always say, arrive alive, take an Uber, take a Lyft. They're both cheap. We want to see you guys back here when we get back. So don't do anything silly. D&F Tool Drawer is a place where you can find all the cool tools that we use. Patreon is a place you can go to support the show. 5.1-inch voice coil, people. Oh my God. Teespring/store/5star will get you cool t-shirts, hoodies, all that fun stuff. So definitely check that stuff out. Something to spend your after Christmas money on. Yay. Other than that, you guys have a safe holiday. Have a Merry Christmas, because, hey, man, I like Christmas. As Haley would say, it's Christmas. Have a Happy New Year. There again, don't do anything stupid on those holidays. Try not to get a crazy ticket because, what? Say it? Okay. Try not to get a ticket. Try to, be safe. Be safe. And definitely spend as much time as you can with the ones you love. Come on in. Say hi. Say hi. You ninny-mudded cock. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, so D&F Tool Drawer, like I said, also The Boring Life of Dean and Haley. Go ahead and check that out. That's the other channel where you get to see Haley do her Haley thing with me sitting there going, hey, what are we going to do today?
I'm pretty funny.
$900 sub. Yes, it is.
I thought it was 11. I thought he said 11. Either way. All right, guys. Thank you so much, as always, for being a fan of the show and a subscriber and a member and all that fun stuff. You guys have a great holiday week, and we will see you when we get back.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Bye. Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.